Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another video. And without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. 3 recently extended Cowboys should be released in 2026. Dallas's loss against the Detroit Lions has plummeted their playoff odds, forcing fans to start looking to 2026. In doing so, it is hard not to notice a few recently extended Cowboys who may be cut loose this off-season. There is no doubt that this roster needs a shakeup in a few key areas. The issue is that they don't necessarily have a ton of money to spend, especially after George Pickens gets paid. Therefore, the team will have to get creative while also bolstering the necessary units. Here, we'll look at 3 of the players in question, what they've done in 2025, and why, despite being under contract, this could be their final season with the star on their helmets. 1. Cavandy Turpin. Mistakes, and more mistakes. Somehow in 2 weeks, All-Pro returner Cavandy Turpin was flagged for something you rarely see in 2 full years. Against both the Chiefs and Lions, Turpin called for a fair catch before taking off running, causing a flag to be thrown on him both times. The mistakes by Turpin this year have been hard to watch. At times he feels like the one guy you don't want to touch the ball because you just don't know what will happen. We've also seen, despite him being 3rd in return yards, some regression on special teams. He just doesn't look all that comfortable or confident in 2025. Dallas extended him this off-season, but at 29 years old, it may be best to let that contract go and give the return duties and gadget role to a younger, cheaper, explosive option. 2. Mars Bell, defensive back, struggles badly after extension. Let me first say I have really liked Mars Bell for a long time and had hoped that he would turn into something special. Earlier this year, Dallas gave him a shot of confidence with a 3-year extension worth up to $12 million. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out for the former Florida A&M defensive back. The Cowboys gave him a shot against Jameson Williams on Thursday, and he got obliterated almost every time. Is that a fair matchup for Bell? Maybe not. But his role is supposed to be the hyper-athletic play-him-anywhere defensive back. PFF grades him as the 92nd safety in the league. The entire list is only 95 players long. Again, he's a good dude who has certainly overachieved in Dallas. But you can't keep paying him and playing him with how poorly he has performed. 3. Terrence Steele. High-cost gamble needs to end after 2025 season. Lastly, we have Terrence Steele, the Cowboys' starting right tackle since essentially the 2020 NFL season. In December 2022, he tore his ACL and MCL in a major knee injury. Not even a year later, Dallas gave him a 5-year, $86 million extension. It was a huge gamble that banked on Steele returning to form. They tied themselves to him until 2028 without seeing him on the field after the injury. I give him credit for how he has rebounded, and he certainly has seen some decent highs since the new contract. But this year above all else has proven to me that they need to sever ties after the 2025 season. Cutting Steele would save money, which Dallas desperately needs to do, and it would also open the door for a younger, higher-ceiling player to take over at right tackle. People tend to forget that Steele is already 28 years old, and he will be 29 before next season. Guys like a Johnny Cornelius and Nate Thomas, or perhaps even a new rookie in 2026, will cost a heck of a lot less and may simply be better. Cowboys urged to cut ties with $97 million star in blockbuster NFL trade. The Dallas Cowboys' NFL playoff hopes are living on a prayer as the franchise may need to quickly turn their attention to next season. Dallas' defense has improved, but changes still need to be made in the coming months. There are already calls for the Cowboys to move on from one of the team's stars. USA Today's KD Drummond outlined a potential off-season plan for the Cowboys to head into 2026 as an NFC contender. The analyst suggested 2 potential moves that could save the Cowboys more than $21 million in cap space. These moves could happen by either cutting or trading 2 expensive veteran players. Right tackle Terrence Steele is likely more of a cut candidate than someone who has trade value. Moving on from Steele would save Dallas $8.75 million. The more notable name floated by Drummond is star quarterback Trayvon Diggs. It would be a surprise if Diggs was released, but the Cowboys could explore a potential blockbuster deal for the defender. Regardless, the Cowboys could save more than $12 million in cap space by moving on from Diggs. Cowboys star Trayvon Diggs' $97 million contract is slated to go through 2028. The challenge is Diggs is not exactly living up to his 5-year, $97 million contract that is slated to extend through the 2028 season. It is hard to imagine another team is eager to take on this lucrative deal, but Diggs still possesses an impressive resume. Diggs has earned an underwhelming 58.7 grade out of 100 from Pro Football Focus for his limited play this season. This makes Diggs the number 67 ranked quarterback out of 109 players. He has already missed 7 games this season and 6 contests in 2024. The corner played in just 2 games during the 2023 season. Diggs could use the final month of the season to boost his stock if the corner is able to return sooner rather than later. The defender has a chance to return for the Cowboys' Week 15 clash against the Minnesota Vikings. Cowboys projected to add Micah Parsons' replacement in first round of 2026 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys set the NFL on fire when they traded star linebacker Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers just before the start of the season. Unsurprisingly, Dallas' defense has struggled as a result, but they could have an opportunity to replace Parsons in the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft. In the first round of his latest mock draft, ESPN's Field Yates has the Cowboys selecting Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles with the number 15 overall pick. Styles, who was named first-team All-Big Ten this season, is one of the top linebacker prospects in the 26th draft class. Styles has solid versatility for the linebacker position as he has the dual ability to both blitz and play in coverage. It's a skill set that the Cowboys could certainly use, especially in the absence of Parsons. As a team, the Cowboys have other needs, namely in the secondary. So, there's no guarantee that they'll look to add a Parsons replacement, or a linebacker at all in the first round. Though, it's almost a guarantee that they'll look to add one at some point in the draft. Dallas' ultimate draft position will be determined by how they finish out the current campaign. With 4 games remaining, the Cowboys sit at 661. 1.